Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. Good to see ya. Hope you had a good holiday. I had a decent holiday. Everything went great. I hope everything went great for you, too, and you got everything you wanted out of life, except maybe if you wished for peace on Earth. We're working on that. Don't worry. Me and the devs. Anyway, hi. How you doing? So, today we are playing Blade and Sorcery, and I wanted to tell you about something, well, more discuss something with you. I need to just talk about what the hell happened to the news. Like, seriously, what? Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Like I said, I hope you're doing well today, wherever you are, whether it is day, whether it is night. I'm just glad that you're here hanging out with me as we go into survival mode here. Of course, 3 weapons come out. I use one of them to destroy every living thing that comes through those gates, and we'll have a good time doing it while we chat. So here we go. I think I'll use the broken spear. I love this thing. This is awesome. Hold on. I need the volume up so I can really hear the blood squirting out of them. Anyway, let's do our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. I love this ultra slow-mo. It just allows so much more carnage. Oh, the ultra focus. It is great. And now, with that out of the way, let's get to today's topic. Now, I'm the kind of person... Well, okay, let me put it this way. I was a news personality. I don't know if you've watched my channel before. Hopefully, that went right through her. Ooh. I, for quite a while, was a news personality and a radio broadcast personality, a news director, a news anchor, all sorts of stuff. Oh, no. I'm going to switch to this. That's a little unfair. One second. All right, anyway. Maybe a knife. Yeah, a knife will be better. So I used to be a radio personality and all that stuff. It was a while ago, granted, but I have since moved on to being a house husband and someone who deals with, well, if you've seen my channel, you know what I deal with. A little bit of brain damage, some autism, stuff like that going on. So I deal with my life the way that I can. But the thing is, when I was in news, okay? When I was in the news industry, I was a honest-to-goodness journalist. And don't get me wrong, we'll talk about the social media journalists in a second here, but anyway, when I was a journalist, one of the most important things was integrity, right? We had ABC, which is accuracy, brevity, and concise, okay? So that means that you want to be accurate. You want to make sure your facts are right, that you talk to the right people, and you're doing the right stuff to write your story. Brief. You want to be nice and nice and brief. You don't want to have like 17 paragraphs explaining your story, or tell a story on the news, on the radio that takes 15 minutes to read. No one's going to do that. And then concise. You have to be concise, which means you have to be completely, almost surgical with the words you use, and you have to be just straight to the point to help people. Well, why is that important? Okay. So in the news industry, it is important to have all of those things because that is what makes up the code of ethics for a broadcaster. You're supposed to be accurate, okay? You're supposed to do all of the work, getting both sides of every story, going out and talking to as many people as you can to get the full story. Oh, now you're screwed. To get the full story, you're supposed to present it in a way that's easy to understand, that just lays out all the information so that your viewer or listener can make their own decision. Okay? And I prided myself on this stuff, folks. Like, no joke. I was, one of the most informative news anchors, award winner, and I went, look, I was, when I started, was in a small, rural, almost area for my broadcast market. Okay? And in those kinds of places, the number one source for information, news, and entertainment used to be the radio. Okay? Radio used to be this, what they call a passive medium, which means that it is something that people used to have on in the background pretty much all the time, and they would listen and kind of pay attention once in a while and not listen and pay attention once in a while. Like, there we go. I need that sword anyway. Give me a sword. Hello. Oh, look, it's Arnold back again, trying to rip your arms off. Anyway, that was a bad Arnold impression. Sorry, I haven't been doing it lately. But, so, it used to be the source of entertainment and news. People would kind of tune in and out with their consciousness and pay attention when they needed to and not when they didn't. And so I was in morning show radio, which used to be a big thing. I don't know if it really is anymore. Most of them are national syndicate, so like there's someone that's in New York or something like that, and their entire thing is just presenting a morning show to a national audience. So it's not very personal, you know. You don't hear anything about your home city or state or anything like that. You don't hear about your local events and, you know, charities and things like that going on. But the thing is, that form with the local people used to be the default, okay? And as such, when people are relying you in an entire region or market for accurate information and entertainment, you know, as a secondary or primary for some people, depending upon the station, people want and they kind of trust you, okay? They give you this trust that says, I am tuning in because I believe what you're saying and I believe that it's something that is important to me. That's why people listen to the news, right? Everyone used to have a favorite broadcaster, right? A news broadcaster on the nightly news, whether it was Tom Brokaw or Peter Jennings or Walter Cronkite or whoever there was. People tuned into their favorite one because that was the one they trusted the most, okay? That was the one. Yeah. That was the one that they would tune into because that's the one they felt most comfortable with. But there was always trust, okay? It's not like people would choose Tom Brokaw or Peter Jennings because they disliked the other one and didn't trust them, okay? The news broadcasts that went on, they would all do basically the same thing with a little bit different kind of investigative reporting. Okay, so CBS, ABC, NBC, they used to all basically have the same news sources, just a different, as they used to say, talking head that would present that information. A little bit of stutter. What's going on? Okay, there we go. But they, you know, essentially it was the same information, just presented with a face that you liked more. And that was kind of the concept. Well, nowadays, here's where we get into it, folks. Nowadays, news has been bastardized into this. It's a hybrid of entertainment and information, but the line is blurred so much sometimes. And part of the problem, and this is a topic I've talked about a lot of times on my channel that really annoys me, is clickbait, right? I've promised you on my channel I will never, ever, ever clickbait you on one of my titles or on one of my thumbnails. I don't like doing the circles and arrows on things to show you something that you might have missed in this picture and you want to come watch the video to see what's hidden. Or I don't do that stuff, okay? Because I find it detestable. If someone wants to read about a news story that you've written, make the title compelling. Okay? Make the content compelling. Don't just make it, you know, asteroids screaming towards Earth at 22,000 miles an hour. Scientists say to be careful or whatever. And then you go click on it, and it's like, oh, an asteroid has, it's coming towards Earth, but it's going to be like 3 times as far away as the moon and has no risk at all of coming. I mean, so you go and you invest that time. You use your valuable time to go read crap. It's clickbait. There was a headline I just saw the other day, and man, so some of you may be dealing with a little bit of a winter storm right now, or at least the tail end of it. And there was one quote-unquote news organization online that decided to say, worst storm in decades hits this city. And it's like, you go and you look at the forecast for that city, and it's 4 inches. And before you say, well, maybe it was in Florida or something, no. This is a place that gets nice and cold and gets snow on a regular basis. And they're like, you know, oh, biggest storm in decades. And, you know, so you go click on it to find out what the hell. Oh, what is the biggest storm in decades? It's 4 inches. Come on, man. So that's part of the problem. Clickbait. clickbait getting you to click on something because you're scared or you're intrigued, but it's not the kind of intrigue that's like, you know, new discovery by scientists that solves some mathematical, you know, equation that changes physics or anything. Most people aren't going to just go and read that.
Oh.
But if they make it, you know, fabulous new discovery rewrites physics as we know it, may allow for time travel and stuff, and like, hold on. Another part of that problem is the ... If you have an app that is a news app, or you go onto X or Facebook or wherever and get your news, you will see the ... That ... is very important to those organizations. Here's why. Because when you put more of the details of the story behind that ... that means people have to click on it. You know? And so the goal has now become to make headlines that are so ridiculous, so outlandish, so panic-inducing, so emotionally stirring that you gotta go and click on them all, right? So the integrity gets lost because that person who wrote that story, or that AI, whatever the people are doing these days, wrote the story. They don't care about being accurate, brief, and concise with their story. They want to get you to read it, or at the very least, they want you to click on their website so that their advertisers give them more money. Okay? So now it's become money-driven, because there used to be, physical newspapers out there. People only had a few different sources for news. Which brings me to citizen journalism. Woo! Love me some citizen journalism. Hold on. Come here, bro. Chop your freaking head off. Come here, bro. Anyway, so citizen journalism. And this is... I'm very divided on this because, the part of me that went through school and everything for this, right? I went to actual radio broadcasting school. I got my little certificate in journalism and all that stuff. I put in a lot of work and a lot of airtime. Seriously, a lot of airtime. Well over. God, I discussed at one point in a video about what makes you an expert. And a consensus is that it's 10,000 hours. Ooh, it's 10,000 hours doing something makes you the start of being an expert. I've been on the air 4 times as much as that easily. So I'm a little biased when it comes to this level, this standard that I'm giving, okay? And that's why I'm conflicted about it, because I put in a huge amount of work on my career, man. Getting ready for it and all that. And we didn't have social media at the level that we have now. But what you see now with social media is anyone with an X account, or the TikTok account, or an Instagram account, who just happens to want to write about something, or even worse, the ones that just happen to be in the area where something happens, and they decide that they are now the reporter for... Where'd it go? Hello? Oh, they took away my thing. Oh, well. I've got a sword. Screwed. So, they happen to just show up like there's a train wreck or something. And these folks show up, and they just kind of hang around, and they take video, and they make comments, and they go, oh, okay, so here's the latest from your action news journalist or whatever. Okay? You are not a journalist. You are someone who is sharing information that you got from either firsthand experience or the more dedicated citizen journalists, which I'll get to also in a minute. You just happen to talk to somebody who was connected to the story, or you happen to be there or close to it when the story either unfolded or after it did, all right? That does not make you a journalist. Sure, you're helping with the narrative. You're adding to the you are the media now, as Elon would say it, okay? You're helping add to that, which is good. But don't go out there and try to say that now you're a journalist because you posted something that was quote-unquote newsworthy, I guess. But here's the thing. some of those citizen journalists on, let's say, X specifically, there are a few that I'm thinking of, but you know me, I don't... Ooh, there's my little thing. You know me, I don't get involved in, anything specific. I don't talk about specific news stories or specific people unless it's, I don't do anything controversial, no drama. So there are a few on X specifically that I'm thinking of that do a pretty decent job, right? They're respected. People go to them to get the information in the news. But let me clear up why. Those people put in the same amount of effort, the same amount of money, the same amount of time that someone like me used to. Now, they didn't put in the schooling necessarily, but they certainly put in the time as it goes along, which is cool. I respect that. But the moment that they start saying that they are, that they're more credible because they're, one of you, that idea, like, I'm one of you, I'm rogue guerrilla journalism. Now, calm down. Look, y'all are doing a good job. Those more respected ones are doing a good job. And those of you that aren't, well-known or respected, whatever, I get it. You're out there, you're trying to do your thing. But even that, ladies and gentlemen, even that is guided by greed. It's guided by greed. Because those people want to get famous. They want to be the one that breaks the next viral news story. They want to be the one that is, mentioned in all the other news, right? So it's all kind of a self-eating. It's an Ouroboros, right? It's a snake that eats itself. People want money, but they also want news, but they also want information. Some people want to deliver the information, but they're more guided by money these days. Money, yes. So, as a journalist, I've been toying with the idea of coming back, putting on the cape. But I don't think I will. At least not for a while. Because I'm enjoying my life. And there's too much stuff going on that's making people upset and emotional. And I think I'll wait till things have calmed down a little before I consider that option. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You've seen some of my videos, I hope. Let me know if you think that I'd be a good person to come back and do some news for everybody. Help the world with a truly honest and unbiased perspective on things, which is weird because I would just deliver the information without telling you how to feel about it. Anyway, that's my little blurb for today. We will see you in the next one. Be good, do good, and treat yourself well. Because you know what? You absolutely deserve it every single day of your life. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!